The notion that science is satanic and deceives faithful Christians is a perspective held by some individuals who believe that scientific findings and theories contradict their religious beliefs. This viewpoint is often rooted in a literal interpretation of the Bible and a distrust of the scientific community. Proponents of this idea argue that science is an attempt to undermine the authority of God and the Scriptures, and that its findings are intentionally misleading and deceitful. One of the primary concerns of those who believe science is satanic is the theory of evolution. They argue that evolution is a lie perpetrated by scientists to lead people away from God and the creation story as described in the Bible. They claim that the idea of humans evolving from simpler life forms is a direct attack on the biblical account of creation, and that it undermines the idea of God as the creator of the universe. However, this perspective fails to recognize that evolution is a scientifically supported theory that has been extensively tested and validated through multiple lines of evidence, including fossil records, comparative anatomy, and molecular biology. Another area of contention is the scientific understanding of the origins of the universe. The Big Bang Theory, which suggests that the universe began as a singularity and expanded rapidly around 13.8 billion years ago, is seen as a threat to the biblical account of creation. Some argue that the Big Bang Theory is an attempt to explain the origins of the universe without God, and that it is a satanic plot to lead people away from the truth. However, the Big Bang Theory is a well-supported scientific theory that is based on a vast amount of observational evidence, including the cosmic microwave background radiation, the abundance of life elements, and the large-scale structure of the universe. Furthermore, some people believe that science is satanic because it promotes a materialistic worldview that excludes the existence of God and the supernatural. They argue that science is limited to the study of the physical world and ignores the spiritual realm, which is seen as the domain of God. However, this perspective fails to recognize that science is a method of inquiry that seeks to understand the natural world through observation, experimentation, and evidence-based reasoning. While science may not be able to prove or disprove the existence of God, it is not necessarily anti-God or satanic. In addition, some individuals believe that scientists are actively working to deceive the public and undermine Christian values. They claim that scientists are part of a conspiracy to promote a secular, humanistic worldview that is opposed to Christianity. However, this conspiracy theory is unfounded and lacks any credible evidence. The vast majority of scientists are motivated by a desire to understand the world and to advance human knowledge, not to promote a particular ideology or agenda. It is also worth noting that many scientists are Christians who see no conflict between their faith and their scientific work. They believe that science and faith are complementary ways of understanding the world, and that they can coexist and inform each other. In fact, many Christian scientists have made significant contributions to their fields and have used their faith to guide their work and their ethics. In conclusion, the idea that science is satanic and deceives faithful Christians is a complex and multifaceted issue. While some individuals may believe that science is a threat to their religious beliefs, this perspective is not supported by the evidence. Science is a method of inquiry that seeks to understand the natural world, and it is not necessarily opposed to Christianity or any other religion. By promoting a greater understanding of science and its methods, we can work to build bridges between the scientific and religious communities, and to promote more nuanced and informed discussion of the relationship between science and faith. Ultimately, it is possible to be a faithful Christian and to accept the findings of science, and to see the two as complementary and harmonious ways of understanding the world.